Well, Bennett Kessler filed this report. 1 week before her probation period ended, Mono Sheriff's Deputy Ingrid Braun was terminated. And the 21-year Los Angeles Police Department veteran said Sheriff Ralph Obenberger told her, quote, "Looking at the big picture, this is best for my department," end quote. Now, Braun said when she asked the sheriff if he would tell her what the big picture is, he said no. Sierra Wave Media called Sheriff Obenberger and asked him what he meant by the big picture and Braun not being the best for his department. And Obenberger said, quote, "I can't comment because this has to do with termination of an employee," end quote. Now, Deputy Braun was the only female deputy and also the only deputy with a college degree in the Mono Sheriff's Office. Her husband, also a retired LAPD, was working as an extra help deputy as bailiff. He quit when his wife was dismissed. Braun said she realizes Mono County policy allows dismissal of a probationary employee without stating cause. Ms. Braun said she worked 21 years at LAPD and retired as a lieutenant. She had worked as a watch commander, head of a gang and narcotics unit, an investigator, and a supervisor of an internal affairs unit and other tasks. Braun said she left with a good record. Her husband retired after 25 years with LAPD. Now, the couple retired 2 years ago, and because of their love for Mammoth Lakes and skiing, they moved to the Eastern Sierra. The jobs came up, and Braun, who is 45, decided to keep working. Asked how she feels about the dismissal, Braun said, quote, "I feel sad, hurt, and confused," end quote. She had been working as a patrol deputy, mostly in southern Mono County. Now, former Mono County Deputy Matthew Bowman said he personally trained Deputy Braun for about 2 months last year and, quote, "rated her above average and extremely competent on all of her daily performance evaluations," end quote. Bowman also said that Braun is, quote, "very well known, respected, and liked in the community. She exemplified the role of a resident deputy, and in my opinion," said Bowman, "her termination represents a severe loss to the citizens of Mono County." Well, Bennett Kessler filed this story. The majority of college trustees have pushed for the admission of women at the longtime all-male Deep Springs College east of Big Pine, but 2 trustees have legally disagreed. They have now won a significant first round, but the legal dispute is not over. Now, in a 25-page decision, Judge Dean Stout ruled, quote, "The trust cannot be construed as giving the trustees discretion to admit female students," end quote. Judge Stout's decision says, "What is best for the future of the school is not the question before this court." Now, Judge Stout said the court is limited to determining what Truster L.L. Nunn intended. Nunn's trust was executed in 1923. Now, Judge Stout said the question before him was whether the language of the trust can be interpreted as giving the trustees the discretion to institute co-education at Deep Springs College, and he ruled it does not. Now, the majority of trustees argued that the trust language gives them broad discretion regarding the gender of the students. The trust does specifically refer to the, quote, "education of promising young men," end quote. Now, Judge Stout's decision says, quote, "The court rules in favor of the objectors. The trust cannot be construed as giving the trustees discretion to admit female students," end quote. Now, the majority of Deep Springs trustees also argued that the Deep Springs College Corporation is a separate entity from the college. Now, the court decision indicated that these trustees seem to think the corporation could conduct co-education at the college. Judge Stout disagreed. He said that the corporation is also subject to the same ruling as the college. Now, trustees Kinch Hoekstra and Edward Kianjian are the ones who legally oppose the admission of women. They also asked the court for a preliminary injunction to keep Deep Springs from admitting women and to maintain the status quo while the legal battle goes on. Now, the judge granted that injunction. Stout also noted statistics provided to the court which said the school has had little difficulty attracting qualified faculty and students under its single-sex policies and is financially healthy, end quote. Now, Judge Stout still has to consider whether the trust can be legally modified, and both sides have a call with the judge that is scheduled for February 22nd. Well, a new project has many Eastern Sierra residents excited. It's the Rockin' Bowl in Mammoth Lakes. Sierra Wave Media's Bill Lefevre talked with developer Dan O'Connell.
So Dan, we're here on the upper deck of the brand new Mammoth Rockin' Bowl. Tell us a little bit about what you're going to be offering to the public here.
Well, Mammoth Rockin' Bowl is conceived to be a multi-use, multi-dimensional indoor recreation center. The primary focus of it being bowling, of course. We will be offering 12 lanes of state-of-the-art bowling lanes and equipment, but we will also have an indoor golf center with 3 virtual golfing bays. These are high-definition screens, which are 15 feet wide and approximately 8 feet high, where you can play basically like Wii, at a home, video environment, but you use real clubs. For instance, you would take your driver and tee off on hole number 1 at maybe Pebble Beach, and then choose whatever club is appropriate after that. We'll also have a full-service restaurant upstairs, taking advantage of some of the greatest views, I think, from anywhere in Mammoth Lakes. We'll have an outdoor patio downstairs, as well as a outdoor deck upstairs, all facing south towards the Sherwins, Mammoth Crest, Mammoth Mountain, and as far left and to the east is the Laurel Lakes area. We also have some video activities planned for kids and young adults, a laser maze room, which is basically like what you see in the movies. It has basically a web of laser beams which you need to negotiate without touching, and it's a timed event, so whenever you hit a laser beam, it adds to your time and penalizes you. It's really kind of an exciting thing that we're looking forward to for kids and also adults, because it's very challenging. It's an immersive video experience, not like a typical video game where you're standing and passively just playing the game, but you actually enter the room and you enter this maze of laser beams. There's sound effects and lighting, and it's a very, very cool and very exciting offering that we're going to have here. We also have 2 billiards tables planned, darts, private events room. So there's really going to be something here for all ages. It'll be an all-weather venue. We believe truly that it's resort and community infrastructure, which doesn't currently exist in Mammoth or in the Eastern Sierra, as far north as we are. Mammoth is an outdoor recreation mecca, but nobody's given a lot of thought to indoors besides just eating and drinking. And this will be great for people of all ages, from the kids after school through the 20-something crowd. It'll be somewhat of a nightclub on certain weekends and holidays. Leagues are planned and highly anticipated. In fact, just about everybody that I meet asks me, when are we starting the leagues? And they're practically forming their leagues right now as we speak, even though, as you can see behind, we're just in the framing stage of the project right now. So league bowling, nightclub activity, kids after school activity, events for seniors. It's going to be a community center for all ages. So it's going to be great for the community, and we see it as being a good business opportunity for us, which really presents what a lot of people have said is a real win-win. So we're excited about that.
Well, that sounds like it's going to be a great addition to Mammoth. Hey, mark it 8, dude. We'll be back with weather and sports.